Only on Eyewitness News, a closer look at one of Rhode Island's most talked about mysteries. Where's Adam Emery? The convicted killer and his wife disappeared more than 20 years ago, but state police tell us this case isn't over yet.
In fact, we've learned they're taking new steps to track Adam Emery down. And tonight, in a rare TV interview, I sit down with the victim's family. They tell me that's something they've been waiting for now for a quarter of a century.
The divers went into the water near the center of the Newport Bridge.
It's a question that's haunted Rhode Island since November 10th, 1993. Did Adam Emery and his wife Elena jump to their deaths from the Newport Bridge?
We don't know because we don't have his body. We certainly can prove that his wife did.
The couple may have jumped to their deaths here.
Elena's remains were found in Narragansett Bay less than a year later. No sign of Adam has ever been uncovered.
How do you find the defendant?
Guilty.
Just hours before disappearing, Adam Emery was convicted of second-degree murder in a road rage incident. In August of 1990, he and his wife were having dinner at a seafood stand when their car was sideswiped by another vehicle. According to prosecutors, Adam was enraged and chased the wrong car, one driven by 20-year-old Jason Bass. Emery grabbed onto Bass's car and stabbed the innocent man to death. In a controversial move, Emery was allowed to remain free on bail until a formal sentencing. Hours later, he and his wife were spotted at a fast food restaurant and a sporting goods store where they bought diving weights. Then they disappeared, their car found on the Newport Bridge.
So you bought weights to weigh yourself down. If that's what you're going to do, those weights would be on your body. So if you're that bent on killing yourself, why weren't they strapped to you to make sure that you sink?
In 2004, a judge declared Adam Emery deceased. About 6 years later, he was back on America's Most Wanted list with a warrant for his arrest.
In this particular case, what resonated well after talking to you, we don't know if this person's dead. We've had leads in the past, a very long time ago, but I also remember Woody Bulger very vividly. That Woody Bulger, there were a lot of people that thought Woody Bulger was dead. And then 15 years later, you find him.
My family and I, we still believe that Adam is out there somewhere.
Jason's brother Ray says even though it's been more than a quarter of a century, the pain is still deep.
We want to see it ended. You know, it's a lot of baggage to carry around with you for 26 years, you know, and I would love to see my sister get closure, my parents, my mom, you know, God forbid that she should die without having that closure, you know, and it just hurts so much.
Cynthia Bass was only 9 when Jason died. She remembers her uncle as a giving person.
He used to work at Mr. Donuts in Oneyville. A gentleman had walked in, a homeless man, and he wasn't wearing any shoes. So Jason, after his shift, took the shoes off his feet and gave it to the man.
Cynthia also remembers the anger and pain and says time does not heal all wounds for her family.
How do you want to move forward with this? What do you want to happen?
Just closure, whatever it is, if he's still alive or if he's gone, just needing to know, just needing an answer.
Colonel O'Donnell tells me that for the first time ever, the state police and the FBI are now working on an age-enhanced picture of Adam Emery, much like the one that was used in the Whitey Bulger case. Now, coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, I'll show you why this case has changed the way the Rhode Island State Police handle cold cases. Where's Adam Emery continues on Eyewitness News at 6.
Only on Eyewitness News, a closer look at one of Rhode Island's most talked about mysteries. Where's Adam Emery? Adam and his wife Elena disappeared more than 20 years ago after he was convicted of second-degree murder. At 5, we brought you a rare interview with the murder victim's family, showing you the emotional impact this case still has decades later.
And new at 6, the state police tell me why this case has changed the way they will handle cold cases moving forward, hoping to bring closure to victims' families.
The divers went into the water near the center of the Newport Bridge.
It's a mystery that has lingered on for more than a quarter of a century.
You never take somebody off the most wanted list if there's no closure to it.
The couple may have jumped to their deaths here.
Where is Adam Emery?
Either they're found or they're dead.
Adam Emery allegedly jumped off the Newport Bridge with his wife Elena after he was convicted of second-degree murder.
Guilty.
On November 10, 1993, in the stabbing death of 20-year-old Jason Bass. While the remains of Elena washed up months later, Adam has never been found.
The takeaway is great for me as the future goes to start looking at some cold cases, and it was crystal clear from listening to the interviews of the victim's family. You can't let it go.
Colonel Stephen O'Donnell says this case is now changing the way the Rhode Island State Police look at the victims of cold cases.
And if there's a way of looking at a case file and seeing something that may resonate, all the things that happened at trial lead you to believe that at least Adam Emery didn't jump off that bridge.
Ray Bass says the case is still raw for his sister Diana.
My sister so much wants closure. It hurts her so much. Even to this day, it bothers her. She's got a lot of anger inside because of this.
Diana remembers the last time she saw Jason.
So he came over my house and had dinner, and that was the last time I saw him. He said he was going to come back, but he didn't make it back.
Jason's niece Cynthia tells me after 26 years, her family needs closure.
They often feel like they were forgotten through everything. They feel like they always had to remind everyone that they are the victims. That Jason was the victim.
I can't remember what I did a week ago, and they remembered specifics, the day that happened. That's burned in their psyche forever. There's nothing you can do to change that. So if we can do our part to help them get some closure, then I think it's incumbent upon us to do so.
Colonel O'Donnell tells me this case has opened his eyes to the pain and frustration the Bass family has experienced. O'Donnell says he hopes to bring some closure to the Bass family and other families of cold cases.